everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on What If issue number 15, Nova had been for other people. Now, we all know what Nova is. He's part of the police force called the Nova Corps, which are kind of Marvel's take on the Green Lanterns. So let's get on the story. It starts off how a Watcher says, worlds coexist with many others. Worlds for there are leaves of reality. Your planet and Earth exists but one such. And talks about Nova. And talks about how Nova started off as originally one of the police officers, but chose a kid to take over his place and became a superhero. So instead, there had been kind of like what if someone had been someone else, where a woman says, "You killed my husband! Stop, murderer! Oh, she saw me! She could have done it for me! Gotta get out of here! Gotta run!" And so she promises that he'll make him pay. And she talks to her husband's grave, promising that she will find him. Ends up becoming Nova, and goes on a violent rampage, dealing with criminals and that. And I'm actually surprised S.H.I.E.L.D. or any other Marvel heroes aren't doing anything. So she managed to take down Kingpin, and we've got the Thing saying, "What do you think?" "I think she's dangerous, Ben." And she does the government, and so does the government. They ask the Fantastic Four to stop her before anyone else is killed. Now, if I was the government, I would call S.H.I.E.L.D. on this. I can see the Fantastic Four trying to help, but they're dealing with a dangerous hero without any cancelling or anything. So, they managed to try and take her out. And thanks to the Fantastic Four, they put her into a stasis into the Negazone. And eventually the police do find the guy who killed her husband, but unfortunately they have no idea who this guy is, without doing any DNA tests or anything. So another world is where there's no other heroes except a young homeless man and his cat, and they try and find shelter, and where they see the Skrulls coming. So he makes his way to an orphanage with a lot of kids, and eventually one of the kids say, "Kathy, look, a spaceship." "That does it, young man. No more Star Wars for you this afternoon. Afternoon showing was your 15th and final time." Yeah, I'm sorry how much times he's seen it, so you think he probably got bored of it. So, eventually, he puts on the costume when the Skrulls attack, and sacrifices himself to stop the Skrulls. And we have Peter Parker. Now, I could see Peter Parker being Nova, but again, this one kind of has him having guilt tripping. And eventually, Aunt May gets a heart attack from the shock. And Peter's like, "She died because of me, Betty. Because of my stupidity. Because I let a blasted radioactive spider paralyze me for the rest of my life." And so he takes it personally. So in this reality, Miles Warren never obviously became the Jackal. So in the end, he ends up becoming a superhero called Nova, and goes on to deal with crime. Even goes against a burglar about to shoot Uncle Ben, and manages to take him down. And Peter's still guilt-tripping, and puts the costume away. Now, the final one is mainly about a supervillain becoming Nova, and talking about how they've taken down all of the Marvel heroes and all that. And eventually they betray each other. And eventually the two villains standing, and in the end he's like, "The answer is near. I can feel it. And with the acceptance of the computer prime, I can focus every individual upon every mind on Earth. Infinite them, one by one. To discard the worthless husks their bodies shall become. I may destroy half of this world, and peace will be mine. And he points out how these individuals became Novas. So, what do I think of the story? Kind of alright, but really, it kind of feels bad. You have Psycho Chick, Sacrificial Guy, Guilt Trip Guy, and Supervillain. So, I kind of give this a thumbs in the middle. Alright, but could have been better. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.